Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my makeup inventory, and honestly, oh god, my boyfriend's gonna kill me when he hears these. Because I'll always get on him about car parts, and you know. Okay, let's just get into this video. I mean, that should tell you everything just by. Okay, but I want to hold myself more accountable from now to December, and you know, holidays are gonna come up and I'm gonna have to purchase things for other people, so that should help. I do have planned purchases coming up, but I'm trying still to limit what I have. I have been doing some declutters, so yeah. I think I'm gonna plan. No, you know what? I'm going to hold myself to this. I'm going to have August and September as no buys. No buys, yeah. August and September as no buys. Unless there's something like amazingly that I cannot live without, which I doubt it because I have so much makeup already. But I'm going to hold myself accountable for August and September no buys, and I want to see how that goes. But for now, let's get into what I have. I even did an Excel spreadsheet for this because the little paper that I had just wasn't cutting it. So on there I have my makeup category. I might take it out and post a picture just so you guys can see what it looks like really quick. But yeah, kind of how I did it, just to show you that. Let's start. So makeup category, I have like primer, foundation, concealer, powder, bronzer, blush, highlighter, and setting spray. I left out lip products, which I have bought some, even though I did say, if you saw my January video, which I will link in the cards or the eye, whatever, that I was not to purchase any lip colors, any lip products from January to June. I did purchase them, but it wasn't an excessive amount, thank goodness. I mean, I was trying to hold myself, which I did pretty good for like the first January and February of not buying anything. I think the only thing I purchased was in February was a red lip for a video, because all my red lips were expired, like drugstore lips. They're expired, and I didn't have a drugstore version of it, or a red lip. And then after that, I bought maybe 5 in total. I haven't purchased more than that, honestly. I've been holding myself very accountable with my lips. I feel, yeah, I've only bought like five of them. Well, that was 4, so that was a set of the Anastasia lipsticks. I mean, lip glosses. Okay, let's move that number closer to 10. But I mean, 10 lip products from January to June. I don't think that's a lot. I do have a lot of lip products, but if you saw my nude video by now, I do go through those, that's the one that contains the most, the lip glosses, and my nude lips are the ones that have the most. I do go through those pretty often, which is why my color categories, like my pinks, my reds, and my burgundies, I'm trying to bring those down a little bit more, just because I don't go through that much. Like, I don't use those, I don't put those into rotation as much, which is where I'm trying to cut it down from. But yeah, and as far as eyeshadows, like I said, I'm still trying to stick to the buying one a month, and I haven't purchased the one from June. I already have that palette purchase planned. The main one was the Mini Retro by Natasha Denona, and I have purchased them outside of that because they were on sale. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be honest. I got the Mickey Mouse, which is an extra one, and then I got a little set from BoxyCharm, which they were having their boxy room boxy pop-up, and yeah, so they were having the boxy pop-up, and they had the Plaisir 2. It had 3 of the Zoeva palettes, which I've been wanting to try Zoeva palettes for a while now, and they were, I think it was $24 for 3 palettes. So it came out to $8 each. And those are the only extra palettes that I bought, but I want to hold myself accountable, and sometimes making a video makes you more accountable, to be honest. But yeah, I have already my palette purchase for this month planned out, and I have it for July planned out. And then, like I said, August and September, I'm going to hold myself to no buys. And then holidays, there are some palettes, but there's not a lot of palettes that like pull my interest enough to where like, I don't think I bought any holiday palettes last year. So I think as far as that, it might be a little easier. I might not even buy any. We'll see where the wind blows with that. Well, let's get started on what I have. Okay, so for primer, I had in January 18. I plan to add 2. I actually added 4. And I said I needed to declutter 5. I actually decluttered 4. And I'm left with 19. You know what? I'm going to go move to the side, and then I'll have it listed here. I think that's what I'm going to try to do. So my current number right now, as of right now, is when I did it, I think last week, because I haven't added any primers anyway, 19 primers. So I went over by 2 primers because I only wanted to add 2, and I actually added 4. So now I'm talking from June to January. So I'm standing at 19 primers. So from June to December, I plan to add 0 primers. And I want to declutter 4 primers. So let's see how that goes. Wish me luck with that and the rest of this. Okay. So for foundation in January, I had 15. I plan to add 2. I needed to declutter 4. I actually added 3, and I decluttered 3. So that stayed the same, 15 now. Now June to December, I plan to add 2, making it realistic, but I will need to declutter 4. Now for a I have 13. I plan, from of course January to June, I plan to add 2. I planned to add 2. I needed to declutter 5. I actually added 3. And I decluttered 2. Yeah, 2. I did not do so great in that one. So right now I have 18. So I added a lot more concealers. A lot. I added, well, 5 in total. What it amounted to. Okay, and I also, when I originally did the count in January, just like an asterisk there, asterisk side note, I didn't include like my non-cruelty free foundations or products that I still had. So when I went back now in June, and it's when I actually added, so the counts are a little wonky, but now my June counts are completely accurate, whether it's cruelty free or not. And of course that non-cruelty free is going to push me to declutter it out of my collection, just because you really can't show it on camera, and then you forget to use it, and it's just kind of like a whole meh. So I rather declutter it out of my collection. Okay, so like I said, concealer we're at 18. So from June to December, I plan to add only 2, but I need to declutter 3. Of course, I'm going to hold myself accountable to stick to my limits. I cannot add more than that. So that way I learn to be more choosy with what I'm adding. Alright, for powder in January I had 10. I plan to add 3. I actually added 3. No, excuse me. I needed to declutter 3. I added 4 and I decluttered 3. So 15 in total. Like I said, some were not counted. Numbers are a little wonky there. So, but if you watch my declutter videos, those are a little bit more accurate, which is why I went back and I counted it. But they're still a little wonky there. Okay, from June to December, I plan to add, we're standing at 15 for powder. 15 powders, that's a lot. That's a lot of these. I plan to add only 1 powder. and I need to declutter 4. I need to declutter 4 powders. So between my project pan and then declutter, I think that should work out. Getting pretty close there, my project pan. Okay, so bronzer, I had 12 in January. I plan to add 2. I plan to declutter 0 since I had everything that I really wanted for bronzers. And I actually added 7 and I decluttered 0 and I'm standing at 20. Do you see what I mean? Like, it's a little wonky. I don't know which one I didn't count. I know my June numbers are accurate, so it'll be more accurate from June to December. I think I might have not added one of my cruelty-free. Oh, no, I did declutter. You know what? I did declutter 1. I know I took out the Physicians Formula one because that one looked a little wonky and it just wasn't working out, the cream one. Again, I tried to get these numbers as accurate as I could. Okay, alright, for blush. This one, this one's kind of embarrassing. But blush is my addiction, like even more I think than eyeshadows right now. Definitely blush. So for blush, I had in January 29 blushes. I plan to add only 4. Oh, I actually added, okay, let's I needed to declutter 3. I haven't done the declutter yet. So I haven't 0 decluttered. And I actually added 18. That's right. 18. Oh my god. I know that's a lot. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of like, when I saw that number, how much I actually had it in my total for now, I was in shock. 54 blushes. I have 54 blushes and I wasn't even counting. And you know what? I didn't even count, but I didn't count the first time either. My palettes, my own made palettes from ColourPop, I didn't even count those blushes because I consider those blush palettes. I just counted the actual single in their own little compact blushes. Okay, so definitely that declutter is coming up eventually, and also the bronzer one and a highlighter one. Those are in the works, and they'll be coming up. So I only plan to add from June to December, I only plan to add 4 blushes, no exception. That's it. So I need to, like, it's gonna help that I have a no buy in August and September. Honestly, that's gonna help so much. I need to declutter 6. 6 is my minimum that I need to declutter. I would love to declutter more, and I do know that I have some to declutter, but 6 is the minimum that I need to declutter. And then, yeah, so yeah, that category is, it's getting a little bit out of control, even for my taste, honestly. Okay, moving on to highlighter. For highlighters in January, I'm not sure where I left off, so I'm just gonna start over. Okay, so for highlighters in January, I had 16. I plan to add 0. I needed to declutter 4, and I haven't decluttered any because, again, I haven't done my declutter for that, but that's coming up very soon. And then my blush, and then I actually added 3, and so I'm at 20 right now. Like I said, it's a little iffy with the count. So from June to December, I plan to add 1, and I need to declutter 4. Alright, so for setting spray in January, I had 13. I plan to add only 1. I needed to declutter 2, and I've actually added 0 new ones, but I have bought a replacement for the one that's in my project pan. But that's about it. I haven't added any new ones. I don't plan to add any new ones. And I actually decluttered 2. So right now I'm at 11, so I'm doing pretty good. I'm not counting the new one, the replacement, because it's not a new one. But yeah, if I was to count it, I would have 12. Okay, let's see, I plan to add just one new one, like one new one that I've never tried before. No replacements. I don't think I want to replace anything that I have. I shouldn't have to, because Melania was the one that I constantly use a lot. So yeah. And then I need to declutter. So I need to declutter 3 setting sprays. And we'll see how we end up in December with everything. So yeah, I'm being a lot more picky, and I'm going to make sure that I refer back to this when I'm purchasing things. I'm like, do I really need this? No. So then, you know, moving on. So yeah, that's where we stand right now, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to try to put the things as I talk here. Hopefully it works out. And we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and let me know what you have in your collection, or what, if you're doing something like a makeup inventory or a low buy or no buy, or what you do to kind of control what you purchase. You know, give me some tips to help me. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, I hope you consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.